Today I'm going to take you guys through a backtesting session that I do every weekend, either on Saturday or Sunday, which today is Sunday night. So I'm going to run through this backtest so I can actually go over the entire week, see if I missed anything, see the trades I did take, what I can improve on, and the things I can take into next week to better my trading and become a better, more profitable trader. Isn't that the goal of everybody? But let's start this off. Obviously, we're on TradingView with the replay mode. So I hope all of you guys are familiar with that. If not, quick little button up top allows you to go back in time and rerun price action. So I'm going to go back all the way to Monday. Monday. Okay, Monday. This week, this was the only day I took a trade. It was Monday in Monday night Asia session. The only day I took a trade. So Monday, we'll go all the way back. We'll hit the replay mode. We'll start a new replay. Go all the way back. Okay, boom. So it starts you off fresh, just as if you were in the live market right now. This is where price is. So what I'm looking for when I come into the trading session, I'm going to have to move myself over. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is obviously for my trading session. Okay, what are you doing? Third time's the charm. TradingView was getting a little glitchy and weird. It wasn't working, but I got it to work. Okay, now starting at the top, obviously the first thing I'm waiting for is my trading session to start, which it has officially started. It's in this gray box. So now that my trading session started, I'm on the charts, I'm active, I'm live, I'm looking for a trade. So I'm going to initially jump up to a higher time frame. Like the 1 hour is one that I really like to use because higher time frame 1 hour, I can mix a 5-minute with that very well and find good trades. So I just first off want to see exactly where we're at on the higher time frame. And I want to mark out support and resistance levels that I can base my trades around. So right off the bat, I can see that we have support down here, multiple rejections. It held, bounced right back up. And now look where we're at. We're right in that same exact area. So there's a good chance it might hold, but we'll have to wait and see on the lower time frame. Now another one that sticks out to me is going to be this low here, because it corresponds with this low, this high, and we had a little bit of a hiccup right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also mark that out as a potential area of interest. So I basically just based it off of these highs right here and these lows over here, which incorporate this low. So you don't have to be precise with it. It doesn't have to be exact. You just want to get it in a general area where price is reacting off of. And those are areas that you can look at to target or take trades off of. So now we're right in basically the middle of these two areas. We're on the bottom range of it. So, we have two key levels that we can base our trades from. Now I'll jump back down on the smaller time frame. And obviously, we're at that lower level that's held extremely well in the past. So from here, it's just a waiting game. You're just going to sit here and you're going to wait until you see an opportunity. You want to see if this level is going to hold, first of all. If it holds, then we can look for buying opportunities. So what I would be looking for in this situation is a reversal, either a 13 EMA breakout reversal or a reversal. We break some highs to actually go higher and we catch a demand setup off of one of those. So obviously we have a huge push down from this morning. So we're starting to stagger out conveniently at this exact support area. So what I'm looking for is probably a buying opportunity to catch some type of bounce off of this higher time frame level. And ideally, You could catch a bounce off this level right up into the next level. But you also have to wait and see if this level is going to hold, because if it doesn't, we could easily just fall right through and continue lower. So it's just a waiting game. You're going to patiently sit here and you're going to wait and see what happens. Okay, so we have multiple lows here. We have a low here. We're just going to wait this out. Now, yes, this candle right here did close above the 13 EMA, but it is not a strong candle close above because we have a long wick on the top side, which is also rejecting off of the 50 EMA. I do not like to take breakouts that have a long wick rejection like this. Excuse me. A long wick rejection like this, or a rejection off of another EMA that I have on my chart. So I use the 200, the 50, and the 13. Typically, the 13 is for my breakouts, and then the 50 is somewhere in the middle, and the 200 is far away. It's just an overall trend. So in this situation, I would not feel comfortable with this because it's not a very clear double bottom or triple bottom, and the candle closure above was not strong. So we're waiting. We're going to continue waiting. Okay, cool. It's pushing. Next candle would have got stopped out. Good thing I held out. So I waited. Okay, is this level going to hold? We got a massive push down here. And if you look, this candle wick here swept below these two other lows, which basically took out all of the stop losses that traders were in right on these lows. So I grabbed liquidity right here, pushed back up. Beautiful, beautiful doji, closed up high. So now here I'm gaining confidence. I'm gaining confidence in a buy because this level is strong. It's holding very well. We swept liquidity, high wick rejections. We're getting multiple wicks. So we're just patiently waiting. Okay, we got another big push down. Still waiting. And we got to push down, pushed right back up. Now this was the first breakout candle. Now, the only reason I did not take this was because how big this candle was. I was not comfortable risking almost basically 11 points, which is $1,100 on one contract on gold. I was not comfortable with risking that. So I did not take this, just due on the size of the candle. That's it. Now this is a great breakout candle because we got a closure above the 13 and the 50, which is extremely strong. But the candle was too big. I would rather skip it, miss out on the trade, than take this and end up taking a huge hit that I should not necessarily take. So I passed on it, and I'm pretty sure it actually would have stopped me out here. Let's see. See, yep, right here. It would have stopped me out once it broke below that low of this candle on the 13 EMA breakout. Would have got stopped out. We have lots of rejection off of this area. So at this point, I'm very, very, very cautious because I don't know exactly which way this wants to go. I'm still biased for buys, but we're getting strong rejection at the top. So I don't know exactly if it wants to go up or go down. So it's still a waiting game. We're going to see if this level that we're looking at to take buys off of holds. If it does, that's when we'll take an opportunity. Now here, I saw that it came right back down. Wick, wick, wick. We're rejecting the area again. So at this point, I know, okay, we're heavily rejecting this area, and now we got a second very strong bullish close above the 13 and the 50 EMA. So this was where I ended up taking my first trade. Yes, the candle is big. It was a little bit smaller. It was basically 8.1 points, $800. It was big, but I was more than willing to risk on this due to how well that level is holding. Now I was going for a 1 to 2 RR. We'll let this thing play out. Instant drawdown. Came real close here. Was still holding alive in the trade. Now this was bamboozle. I got a nice push all the way up back to break even. I was even a little bit in the green. I was ecstatic. I was hyped. Like, we're back in this. Come back right here. Nope. Like I said, I got bamboozled. Very next candle, boom, stopped out. That one little wick stopped me out. So what I'm doing now is, okay, well, I got stopped out off this wick. It's another wick. It's holding. So we got another breakout candle that closed above both EMAs. So what I did, I took another chance. My stop loss was basically in the exact same spot as previous because it's right below the candle that closed above, which was the same spot. And obviously, I'm going for a 1 to 2, like I said before. Now, as I'm sitting in this trade, okay, I'm first candle here, I'm a little bit in profit. As I'm sitting in this trade, I realize that there is a 15-minute supply zone just right above this. So if you go to the 15-minute, there is a 15-minute supply zone right here. Now I'm keeping that in mind just to be cautious because I don't know what it's going to do at that 15-minute. Plus, on the 15-minute zone, it lines up with the 15-minute 50 EMA. So if it rejects the EMA and the zone on the 15-minute, I want to make sure I'm getting out or moving my stops to break even to protect my account. So I had that zone marked out and I was being wary of it, very cautious, letting this thing ride, holding it, holding it. Okay, now that we're in the zone, I'm being very cautious of what it's going to do at the zone. Now we got a rejection. I'm still holding it at this point. And right around this area, as you can see, the gray zone, my trading session. My second trade was already just a couple minutes past my trading session. So I technically shouldn't even be in these trades anymore. Plus, it was late. I wanted to go to the gym, and we're at this 15-minute supply. At this point right here, I had already made back all the money that I lost, and I was a little bit in the green. So I went ahead, I decided to close it out here, call it a day, basically end my day with a plus 170 on each account. So end the day green, call it quits, go to the gym, enjoy the rest of my night. And it ended up doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It staggered out, ultimately kept going up all night. But I'm okay with it. I made my money back. I hit the gym. I enjoyed my night. It's cool. Now, going into Tuesday, we will go ahead and fast forward. We are in Tuesday's trading session. Now, once again, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to go out onto the 1 hour time frame. And I'm going to look at where we're at. Now, remember those zones that I had marked out the day before? Look right where we're at. We had pushed right back above. Now we're coming back down to retest that area. Now, ideally, from here, I would like to see a buying opportunity as a break, retest, and continuation of this bullish pattern because obviously we had a nice big bullish push. We broke this last high over here. So I want to see a break, retest, and continuation. On the lower time frame, let's see if we can catch a buy. So I came into Tuesday with another buy bias, but I did not get that because price decided to chop the entire session. Now, I was looking at this little demand zone right down here. And we have a demand, and we broke this high, this high, this high. All three of these highs got broken with this push here. So what I'm looking for now is obviously a pullback retracement into my area and a continuation for a buy. Now a 13 EMA breakout would have been nice here as well because we have a nice double bottom, but this happened before my trading session, so I'm not going to jump into this and risk any money on this. This whole session I was basically waiting for this thing to come back, and it chopped around before starting to go up, come right back down, go up, and come right back down. And this was the end of my trading session right here. Right at the very end of it, it decided to push heavily right down and reject off of my zone. Now let's see if I were to mark this up. Okay, we basically take a break of candle entry, stop loss below the lowest point inside the zone, which is this one candle. Once we get a break, we never did, would have never taken the trade. Zone was invalid, no trade day. Sideways chop, nothing to really base it off of. Yeah, we could have taken the 13 EMA breakout right here, which was a little before the trading session. A 1 to 2 is up here. We would have never even got a 1 to 2 off that. We would have had to sit through 2 hours of sideways chop just for it to come back and tag us at break even. Because at this point, I would have easily moved stops to break even, would have came back, tagged us out. It would have resulted in the same thing if I took a trade early, got in early, or if I just skipped it like I did. So I was disciplined, patient, skipped the whole entire day. Okay, let's move on to Wednesday's price action. And boom, right there. Okay, we're going to stop. Okay, Wednesday. For me, Wednesday was also a no trade day. I didn't take any trades because I got the same result that I got on Tuesday, a lot of sideways chop. So Wednesday trading session has started. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to a higher time frame and see where we're at. Now we're still floating right around this same exact level. We got the retest, slight push, broke down through, broke back above, broke through it a little bit. We're basically sideways chopping right in this level. So it's very unclear what it wants to do. It's hard to trade this. Right off the bat, going into Wednesday, I was very unclear of exactly what price wanted to do. So it was merely just going to be a waiting game. So we are waiting and waiting and waiting. On the 5-minute, we have a double top here, but the 13 EMA breakout off the double top happened way earlier in the day, 11:45. I wasn't trading around that time, so I never took that. I'm not looking at that anymore because that's already happened. It already played out, got a little push off of it. Not looking for any type of breakouts off of that. Now looking for supplier demand setups, there's really nothing here. We don't have a push. We don't have a break of structure. We don't have any type of trend forming yet. So it is a continuous waiting game. We're just going to continue sitting here and watching this chop like a barcode for 2 hours. Okay, look at that. Right there, we ended up finally getting a bearish push. So we have a nice supply zone here. What we'd do is we'd wait for a retracement back up into the zone to try to take a sell. And that's exactly what we did on Wednesday. We waited and waited some more and some more. And this thing decided not to come back at all. So by this point, trading session's done. It's over. We waited. We didn't get anything. We had a zone. It never came back and tapped it. We follow our rules, our plan. We sat on our hands the entire day. No trade day. That's okay. So let's go on into Thursday. Now, Thursday, I did not trade at all because I was working all day and then worked late, had to go take care of some obligations, and didn't get home until like 10 p.m. And I'm trading 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. So I never even got an opportunity to look at the charts, take any trades, do anything, and I'm not going to get home at 10 p.m. and force anything. Let's see. When, boom, right here. Okay, trading session has started. Once again, we're going to jump up to the 1 hour. We're going to see where we're at. And conveniently, look right where we're at. We are back at that initial zone that we were at on Monday where we took buys off of. And look what price is doing. Price looks like it might possibly hold because we were getting multiple wick rejections, and this is a double bottom right here. So we had to push down with this bottom, push back up, push back down, wick rejection, and now we're kind of just floating here. So we're waiting to see exactly what price wants to do, but for this day, I would be bullish biased just based on where we're at on the higher time frame. This is a strong support level that price continues to bounce off of. We won on Monday off a trade off this area. Now we might be able to win another trade off this area, but we'll have to see. So once again, it's a waiting game. So trading session has started. We're going to sit on our hands and we're going to see what we get. Okay, so immediately we're just getting a push to the upside. So now I'm looking at this black candle here, this bearish candle, is a demand zone. We have a nice push up out, which is breaking this last high here. It broke this high, it broke this high, and basically matched this high. So we broke 1, 2, 3 highs, and this one honestly, but that one was already broken. So we've broken multiple highs with this push. We have a nice clean zone here. 13 is cranking up, 50 is still below. So all we would do is wait for a pullback into that zone and see if we can catch a buy off of it. So we'd still be waiting. Okay, right here, we got a tap in the zone. So from here, what we'd want to do is take the next break of candle entry to the upside for buys. So we'd wait and see. Okay, so this candle pushed up to this point, but it never broke the high of the last candle. So we're not in a trade at this point yet. Our next possible entry would be here. Stop loss would be right below the lowest low. Let's see if we get an entry here. Still nothing. So now our entry would be off of this candle. If it breaks above that candle, we'd set it up for 1 to 2. Let's see. Okay, we got the entry here. We broke the candle high. We would be in this trade, and it would be beautiful right off the rip. Now let's see if this thing plays out. 2 candles, 10 minutes. Played out beautifully. Quick, easy, in and out. This was 2.8, so $280 with one contract, making $560 with one contract. The pretty good little scalp, pretty good trade. Unfortunately, I did miss this. But now looking back at it, it is actually a good setup here, a good little demand setup, because we were getting a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, all the way down right to the bottom of this area where it price rejected once already, got more rejection, started pushing up, breaking highs, higher higher, higher high, which created this demand. We got a nice pullback into it, took a buy, cooked up. Now, this was a beautiful trade here on gold for Thursday that I unfortunately missed. But this is basically what I do every single weekend. I go through, as boring and as tedious as it is, I go through the entire week, day by day, backtest it just like this, just as if I was live in the market to see if I possibly missed anything, what I can do to improve, and those lessons that I can take from losses or even wins, I can take those lessons into next week and improve my trading for next week. The lessons from this week was discipline, patience. I killed it with my patience. I killed it with my discipline. I did really, really good with staying strict, following my rules, following the plan. I didn't force anything on those couple no trade days when there wasn't anything to take. I didn't feel like, oh, hey, that one day the trade, took off right before my trade entry, had a nice breakout candle. I didn't jump in trying to chase it. I let it be. And sure enough, it would have lost, or even at best, broke even. So I'm glad I sat on my hands. I was patient, disciplined. I can take that into next week, continue with this price action being as slow and as choppy as it is. Take the discipline, take the patience, take the following my rules to a T into next week and play it cautious. There's no need to start swinging for home runs and huge freaking, multiple R trades when the market is so uncertain, so choppy, and very sideways. You don't need to be doing that. The easiest thing right now is to play it cautious, base hits, follow your rules. If you're in profit, try to conserve that. Move your stop loss to break even. Maybe take a 1-to-1, maybe take a 1-to-2, whatever is going to help you the most in these markets, be able to consistently at least scalp a little bit out of it, because we're not getting big moves and you have to play it safe. So be cautious, be wary, be patient, stay disciplined, follow your rules, and you'll get through this price action, because I know I will by doing that. And I know you can as well. You'll get there. It's only a short amount of time. Price action will get better. We'll pull out of this. We'll be trending. We'll be able to catch much more predictable moves, but just try to survive these summer months. That's a backtesting session. Like, follow, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know if I missed anything in particular, any trade setups, any type of price action that I overlooked. Let me know what I can improve on, because I'm not perfect. I would love to hear advice and tips and pointers that I can probably implement into my own trading to even get better. So let me know in the comments what I could have done better, and I'll see you guys on the next one.